Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today I'm making a very special gift. It is a wooden sword that I'm making for the principal of a high school as a going away gift. Now this is being made out of maple and mahogany, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do. So let's get started. The sword that we're making today is a going away gift for the principal at the high school. Now my son teaches there, and he is in the shop today to help me make this. The blade of this sword is made out of maple and the handle is made from mahogany. To do the lettering, I actually designed this in the easel software and cut it out on the X-Carve. To be able to put this design together, I actually created a number of different work pieces to be able to work through the design. But on this first one, I had all of the overall dimensions. Even though part of it was not being cut out on the X-Carve, I actually still used it as a good guide. For an example, the handle I have shown there for the size of it, as well as the point of the sword itself. The two most important parts are where the letters go for the blade of the sword and for this other part for the wind of the day. Now in the original design we had the number 10 there to represent 10 years with the school, and we decided that was not necessary. But as I was going through the different design phases, I wanted to be able to have it laid out and give me the look that I wanted, and being able to use the computer literally was the easiest way to do that. Once we had the design the way that we wanted it, then I could actually lay out the letters as you see here, and my XY 0 point would be right there in the center, and it would give the perfect carve. Now again, this is much darker, but I wanted you to be able to see this clearly on the camera. It certainly was not cut this deep. As far as this was the original design, and the only thing that needed to happen was I just needed to be able to remove the 10 and slide that out of the way, and then I could maneuver win the day and position it down into the center. To be able to carve it, it actually gets carved in two different stages. One of the things that I want to point out, with me having all of the different work pieces, it makes it so that I can keep good notes, because you never know, later on you may want to come back and make another sword and another one, and you can do this on not only the sword but literally any project that you have in your files. So the work pieces are more than just a work piece to carve. It becomes my notepad. You also have the little drop down window that you can use to be able to put in the notes, but you can also use the workpiece itself and just type the notes there, especially the ones that you're not going to be carving on. Now this is a workpiece where I actually did the cutout, and I'm using an 1/8 inch bit for this to be able to do the carving. Now as far as the other workpiece where I have just won the day, I used a 1/16 of an inch bit. And this is the reason that I separated these two work pieces so that I could use a different bit and be able to get the fine detail that I was looking for in the letters. To be able to put the letters on the blade, I actually had to type these out and put them in place individually to be able to line them up exactly the way that I want. Now it's a lot darker here because I wanted you to be able to see it in the camera, but as I'm cutting this on the CNC machine, you can now see that the letters are actually much lighter. I'm really only going down about 0.1 of an inch. To be able to carve this, I'm also using the Aura Mask 813 to be able to protect the maple. As you can see, as it's carving these individual letters, the masking is holding up very well. Now this is a downcut bit to be able to keep the material clean, cut clean, and be able to not have a jagged edge on the masking itself. And this product works very, very well. To make this whole process work, alignment was critical. I have to have the letters dead center in the middle of this maple board, because once this process is done, I actually have to cut the bevel on here to create the edge for the blade, and I really don't have a lot of room. So accuracy was important to be able to line this up correctly and to be able to make sure that my XY0 position was exactly in the center to be able to do this carving. And as you can see, I've got it aligned on my y-axis, and I'm able to cut straight along that y-axis to make a beautiful job. I love how it turned out. Even though the masking is on this sign, a critical step that oftentimes people will leave out is that I spray this with a clear lacquer first to be able to seal the wood. It's important to be able to seal the wood extremely well so that the paint does not get underneath the aura mask when you're spraying, because remember, wood is still just like a straw. It wants to soak up that liquid, which is the paint, and it will get underneath your masking. And that's not the masking's fault. So clear lacquer first, and then do the spray paint of the black. This certainly makes the spraying of the black go a lot easier. Now I do put several coats on because I wanted this to be nice dark letters on this maple blade for this sword. Well, now it's time to put the edge on the blade, and to set the saw up, the blade needed to be at 65 degrees. This worked out to be the perfect angle to be able to cut both sides of this maple to be able to create the edge of the sword. Now this took a little bit of experimenting to be able to get this exact degree, but this actually worked the best. I love how it turned out. I used the same technique for this process. And by the way, win the day was a slogan that the principal used for all of his students in the school. Win the day. In other words, be the best that you can every day of the year and every day of your life. I think that is a great motto, and it certainly has served him well. I did have some small areas where the Aura Mask 813 broke loose from the wood, but again, the first step of this is to go ahead and seal it. And after sealing the wood, then I painted it black, and it was easily to be able to sand, and granted, most of it was protected. This is where I put my son to work. He was the one that actually designed and turned the handle for this sword. He loves doing the wood turning, and he does a very good job with it. I'm proud of him. To assemble the sword, we just drilled holes that were 3/8 inch in diameter and used the dowel rod to be able to glue it together. Unfortunately, we didn't get that on camera. The batteries of the camera died, but I think you can see the end results. This truly is a beautiful gift for a wonderful person that's been able to move on in his career. Win the day. Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video today. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified on the different videos that I upload. Also check out the videos over here to be able to stay up to date on the happenings in my shop. So again, thank you for watching my videos.